Hello, and welcome to another edition of Ask the Chiropractor. Ask the Chiropractor is our little podcast that we do when somebody has a question about chiropractic or chiropractic care. Whenever you have a question about chiropractic or chiropractic care, I always recommend you ask a chiropractor, not anyone else. You see, I'm the team chiropractor for the Rockford Ice Hogs right up here. And during the Ice Hog games, we have an orthopedic surgeon, we have an ER physician, and we also have a family doctor and also a dentist. And it's interesting for us to sit down and talk because the one thing I've learned is that they don't know pretty much at all what I do. And these are different doctors in every game and vice versa. We switch up too. And so no more than I can explain how to do dentistry to a patient can the family doctor explain how to do chiropractic. So it's always important to find somebody in the field that you're asking for if you want the real advice. So we were asked a question recently about having neck pain, shoulder pain, and arm pain. Hey, my neck, shoulder, and arm are really giving me fits. Is this something that chiropractor could help with? And what we call this in our field is called brachial radiculitis. Basically, there's a group of nerves that come out of your neck and they form a bunch of different weaving in and out branches and they go all the way down your arm. It's called the brachial plexus. The lower back has something similar. It's called the sciatic nerve, where a bunch of nerves come out and they all form one nerve. The difference is in the arm and the shoulder, they don't just form one nerve and go down, they actually form 3 or 4 nerves and go down. The median, the ulnar, and the radial nerve, and they go all the way down your arm. But they come from different spots in your neck. So when somebody comes in here and they tell us they're having a little neck stiffness, some shoulder pain, and maybe some numbness in their fingertips, we're basically thinking brachial radiculitis, just like it would be sciatica of the lower back. This would be like sciatica of the neck. And so what you have is you have your C5, your 5th cervical, your 6th cervical, your 7th cervical, and your 1st thoracic where your ribs are. These nerves all come out and they form this, what they call brachial plexus, this group of nerves. And like I said, they crisscross, they interconnect, they do this and that, they go through the median scaling muscle on your neck, down your shoulder, and all the way down to your fingertips and back. Now, why did I talk about that one muscle in particular, median scaling muscle? Well, when we studied whiplash in trauma classes, we learned that the median scaling muscle can be whipped back and forth. It can really be irritated. And when a muscle is irritated or inflamed, it becomes sticky, and sticky like molasses. And what happens is that inflammation, all that stickiness, the brachial plexus is either going through that, above it, below it, around it, whatever. When that muscle gets really, really irritated, what happens is it starts to hit that nerve going down your arm and your shoulders. And until this muscle is calmed down, it won't go away. Well, let's say you're having this and you weren't involved in the whiplash, because not all of us were involved in the whiplash before we felt this. Well, the real common way to irritate the median scaling muscle is to have bad neck posture. And how do you get bad neck posture? By typing, reading, driving, sitting, sleeping with your arms in front of you on your side. Anything that causes you to roll your shoulders forward. Like this weekend, we just got done with Thanksgiving and I spent a lot of time in the kitchen helping prepare dishes and washing them afterwards. And you hunch over when you're in the kitchen working down in front of you on the countertop. Or maybe you're out in the garage working on a tool or a project. You do the same thing. You roll your shoulders forward and you stick your head out. This puts a lot of weird stress in that median scaling muscle. And we've all had the situation where we've done a lot of that and we feel fine afterwards. But then we sleep wrong, turn our head quickly, go outside, get the cold air, causes neck shivers, or just get our arm pulled out funny. And now we have this neck pain, we have this pain going on our arm. That's because the median scaling muscle was already put in a vulnerable position by having really bad posture. And then we added extra force to it and it got to be too much. And that created the whole muscle to go into spasm and start hitting that nerve going down your arm. So as a chiropractor, what we'll do is we'll take an x-ray of your neck, front to back and side to side, and we'll make sure the discs look good and the bones look nice and healthy, and we'll figure out what's going on with your alignment issues. With that information, we'll kind of see how you can turn your head or maybe how you can't turn your head or bring your ear to your shoulder, both sides, or see how you can't, how it doesn't match up. And that'll give us a clue how to take care of you. And we'll start doing chiropractic adjustments to try to free up those nerves. Again, if you had sciatica, we would do the exact same thing, but we do in the lower back. So we take a look at these bottom nerves in your neck and the top ones where your ribs come out, and we do a couple of chiropractic adjustments in these areas to free these up and get the motion restored and start removing the inflammation and stress. Then we'd have you start doing some posture exercises. You see, I always tell people I could have you in here 4 times a day, adjust you 4 times a day, but I can't change your posture that fast because posture is a learned behavior. So first you have to get the chiropractic adjustment to unlock it so then you can change it. So we usually start off by seeing you a little bit frequently at first. I don't want to say how many times because it all depends on how bad you are, right? If your neck's just off a little bit on the x-ray and your range of motion is pretty good, we probably don't have to see you a lot. But if you have all kinds of changes and twists and turns in your x-rays and you can barely turn your head, it's going to require more. So I don't want to say how much or how little until we do the examination. After we do the x-rays and the examination, then we'll know. So usually what we'll do is we'll start adjusting that area to try to free it up with the chiropractic adjustments. Then we'll start giving you like at-home stretches to work on, like sticking your chest out real big and counting to 10. Maybe doing snow angels on the wall with everything touching the wall. And start doing some things that change your posture. Because then once your posture has been changed and you start holding your neck better, taking the stress off of those joints and that median scalene muscle, we should start to see the healing begin. So usually at this point, the chiropractor will slow down the frequency, how often they see you, because now you're starting to adjust easier, starting to hold your adjustment better, and you're starting to function better. So now the real goal is to try to concrete your better posture and your better alignment issues to make sure this thing goes away and doesn't come back. And then after that, the chiropractor will usually do a reassessment at the end to see where you are and where you stand, and then it'll give us a better long-term picture. Now, the way you start to feel better, your first thing you start to feel better is your range of motion. You should start to be able to turn your head better. Then you should start sleeping better. You should have less stress on your neck. You should have less stress on your shoulders. And then the nerves going down your arm will start to heal. That's always the last part. Not a lot of people get frustrated on that. But the last part is once the spine itself starts to heal and the muscles start to heal and the posture starts to improve, only then are you able to start healing the brachial plexus, so the nerves going down your arm into your hand. So it's a step-by-step process. Now my father, he's a chiropractor, and he always told me the last thing to show up is numbness and the last thing to go away is numbness. So if you're experiencing numbness, the chiropractor can do exams and make sure it's not a vascular problem, to make sure it actually is a neurological problem coming from your neck. Those are easy tests to do. We can make sure of that. But yeah, expect the numbness to be the last thing to come. If your hand's already numb, that means you've been dealing with this for a while, a lot longer than you think, and you really need to get it taken a look at and get the care started. So that's how we do that. So if you're having neck, shoulder, and arm or hand pain, that's how the chiropractor would assess the situation. That's what we would find. And again, if you think you're going through this and you want to check with your family doctor first, that's okay, but just keep in the back of your mind, your family doctor doesn't know what a chiropractor does. Most medical doctors I work with didn't know what we do until they got to know me and talk to me and learn from me a little bit. So don't assume that the family doctor would know. Go see a chiropractor that you know and you trust, okay? So if you have a question about chiropractic, always ask the chiropractor. And if you have a question right now you're thinking of, hey, I wonder if chiropractic can help with this, leave a message below, hit a direct message, or go to Rockford, DC, ROCKFORD.DC.com, and leave us a message there. Maybe next time you turn on for the next podcast, I'll be answering your question, all right? That's what somebody did for me to do this one now. So next time it could be your question. Other than that, stay healthy, stay safe. And remember, if you have a question about chiropractic, always ask the chiropractor. Thank you.